Hey, welcome back. Only to the past. It is kind of cool thinking about a story and how stories work. Not that I know how stories work, but I guess you could kind of consider this a cold open. It kind of thrusts you right into the action, which is a cool idea for a game because most stories in like TV and movie, you kind of start with the idyllic world, like, oh, I live in my world and everything's fine and perfect, and then you have something come in and change that and change your world or whatever. But this game's just like, no, you're in it, just go. And it's kind of like it's like epic or whatever, because it's like raining and then people are like dying. Your uncle's like, oh, I'm dead, and you're like, what? This game just started. What's happening? The princess is telepathically communicating with you, like, save me, and you're like, okay. And then you walk outside and there's guards who want to kill you, and then your uncle dies. He's like, take this sword and save the princess. What? And then you save the princess. What's going on? I've only been playing for 10 minutes. This is crazy. Wait, no, say that again. Listen carefully, I wasn't paying attention. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Yes? Let's get out of here before the wizard notices. I know a secret path, but first we have to go to the first floor. Let's go. So yeah, most movies have to set up the thing, but I'm remembering now. The second movie in both the Star Warses. What about the Clone Wars? How does the Clone Wars start? I don't remember. But in Empire, it starts with a battle on Hoth because you don't have to set anything up, so it could just throw you right into the action. You know who the characters are because you saw the first movie. But the first movie starts with a cold open too. It starts with Darth Vader. So that's interesting. Yeah, this game starts like the first Star Wars. You're like, who are these people? Who's that guy? What plans is he talking about? Princess Leia? Who the heck is that? And then it cuts back to Luke on the farm. That's kind of cool. I'm on the first floor, right? Okay, I have notes. Oh no, I'm on basement 1. I have to go out. Doom 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 doom. Oh, this is a Tolstoy Note, kind of. Not really. It's not really about the book. It's about a review that I saw. I was reading reviews because I'm like, do people like this book as much as me? Maybe everybody hates it. That's a possibility. Like, I'm reading a dumb book that everybody hates. Like, Tolstoy, his nonfiction is good. I mean, his fiction is good, but when he starts writing about the meaning of life, that's stupid. You shouldn't read those books. But people seem to like it. But one of the reviews was like, this book's kind of okay, but like, oh boy. He said something which I hate. Like, I've always hated this. I've never said it to anybody, but I hear it all the time. Like, unironically. People will say, oh, you must be fun at parties. I hate that. That's such a stupid thing to say to somebody. He's like, oh, this book's pretty good, but like, oh, I bet Tolstoy would be a lot of fun at parties. What are you talking about? The book is about, I would invite Tolstoy to my party, okay? I bet he would be fun at my party. We could talk about the meaning of life, and I could touch his beard. I would invite Tolstoy. I wouldn't invite a lot of people to my party. I don't have parties. I never had a party. I've never thrown a party. Is that a weird thing? Maybe not. I had birthday parties when I was like 6, but that's it. But if I threw a birthday party, Tolstoy, you could come. You don't. This guy don't want you to come, but you come to my. In the throne room. Okay. But yeah, I always I like this phrase. I don't know where I've like first heard it, but it's kind of very it feels good to be dismissive of these people and just be like, well, it must be nice. I like that phrase. It must be nice to just go around life and not be thinking about the meaning or like why you're doing anything. But me and Tolstoy, we want to think about this stuff. So leave us alone. Help me push to the left. Oh, push it, push it. Wait, push from the left or push? Okay. But yeah, that was my thing. I wanted to yell at that guy and be like, oh, it must be nice to just go through life and be able to live and be happy and not think about why you're doing anything or what's the point of anything. It must be nice. Me and Tolstoy, we have a hard time with it. And like this book is about the meaning of life. Read Anna Karenina. I'm gonna read that book next because I like Tolstoy. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna read his other books. That book sounds kind of fun, right? War and Peace. That's cool. Okay. Hopefully I won't have to do too many save stating. But that was the note. Okay. Just was mad at that guy. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, there's one more little note about the book. I have to talk about this because otherwise I'll forget. Just something like a quote from the book that I liked. Or not really a quote. I paraphrased it here a little bit. I'll try to remember exactly what I liked about it. And it's another thing where like, okay, I gotta mention the book again. It's called A Confession. Leo Tolstoy talking about the meaning of life. So remember that fable I told you? Whatever. Doesn't really matter if you don't. People who enjoy eating the honey have a dullness of imagination. Their good fortune is accidental. They could have very easily have been a slave. Then there would be no honey and no point. Okay. This is actually, now that I think about it, kind of a long topic. Maybe I could squeeze it in 5 minutes. So we're very close to sanctuary. Let's be careful. Okay. I like Tolstoy kind of gets a little sassy with people. He's like these people who go around and they're able to enjoy their good fortunes, like the honey in the dragon fable that I mentioned. The people who are able to enjoy those things have a lack of imagination because their good fortune is random. I didn't get to pick where I was born. I was put here randomly. I could have very easily have been born a slave 100, 200 years ago or 1,000 years ago. And he kind of says this in the context of Ecclesiastes. He's like, you could have been born Solomon, or you could have been born his slave. So people who are, so I guess this is the point. Yeah, I don't know, read the book. He says it better, but I feel like this is I'm trying to summarize what he said. Like, the slaves don't really have a purpose. they don't have a meaning. They're not really, they don't have the fortune of being allowed. Like, they're just trying to survive, trying to get food. They don't really have the fortune of being able to think about meaning. They don't have a meaning of life. So if I could have been born a slave, and slaves don't have meaning, then my life can't have meaning because I didn't choose it, kind of. I'm not saying it right, but people who can enjoy their good fortune have a lack of imagination. That was the point that he said. People who can enjoy the honey. That's why he said, I used to enjoy the honey, but it's not as sweet to me anymore, because I think about, the thing he thought about was people being beheaded, I think, was his thing. And also maybe his brother getting sick. Pull the switch over there. Press A. I know how to do it. I just did it. Didn't I just do it? I did the wrong one. Eesh. I like how the hearts fall down like they're little paper. Let's see. Yeah, it's like ooh. Okay. There we go. I guess I was just thinking that because I've thought of that. Like, I could have been. Why wasn't I born in Africa? Why am I not a slave? Why am I so lucky? There's no reason. So what's the meaning of that person in Africa who's a slave or whatever? What's his meaning? 500 years ago. If he doesn't have a meaning, then I can't, because I could have been him. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll do this tomorrow. Thanks for watching, if you're watching. Nobody's watching, and that's okay, because I'm having fun. This is like me playing, like I'm back in being 5 years old and at my mom's cleaning house. I'm just playing video games by myself. It's fun. I enjoyed it back then, and I like it now. So, see you tomorrow.